tonight, these boys had something to say. And when you start a show off with Tripping Billies, Busted Stuff, Drive In, Drive Out, and Number 41, it's going to make you want to stay. The D&B Post Show stream starts now.
It's your boy Concert Viz 34 back at home.
What up, what up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34.
Yep, so your boy Concert Viz 34 coming to you here.
What up, what up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34. Thank you. Aria. Okay, so this is Aria, and just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your love for the Dave Matthews Band.
I've been a fan of the band since April 28, 1998, and if you recognize the date, that's when Before These Crowded Streets was released.
Alpine is definitely a better venue than Summerfest, but we'll take it. I think I've been going to shows for about 20-something years.
I always tell people, like, compare DMB to now to when I first started, and I got started, in my opinion, I feel like I got started late. Like, I was at the very end of the band's prime. I feel like that 03 to 06 was like the end of the prime. 07, 08 was like, you know, we're at the very end, and then when Roy passed.
But Dave really, this is the thing, Dave has put, Rashawn has been assigned the quarterback of this team. He is the coach, the play caller. He designs the jams. Dave just shows up and plays whatever he's going to play. West Palm Beach, what up? Boca Raton, what up? 305 Dade County, what up? Fort Lauderdale, what up? Pompano Beach, what up? Shout out Key West. Shout out Homestead. Boynton Beach, what up? Sunrise, Florida, what up? Hialeah, what up? Hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah. All right, I'll stop. What up, what up? It's your boy Conserviz34. Thank you for joining the DMB post show stream. And I am just, this show, guys, this show was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. Listen, this band has been through so much change over the years. A lot of things have changed. And there's been ups, there's been downs. But right now, we up. When you have a set list like tonight, when this band is pouring its heart on stage and playing a great balanced set and removing every single Walk Around the Moon song for the first time I can think of since Walk Around the Moon came out, they delivered tonight for everybody. You had love songs. You had high energy songs. You had The Stone. You had an encore where instead of playing Don't Drink the Water or All Along the Watchtower or something that is predictable to close a show, you had What You Are. I have always advocated for that song because to me, it's more powerful than Don't Drink the Water. I get that. Listen, I understand the message and the impact of that. But Don't Drink the Water has been played so much. I want to go on a hunger strike and a drink strike. And for 2 shows, we have not gotten a drop D for the first time I can remember, definitely the first time in the Buddy era. And instead, we've gotten baritone guitar closing out both shows. Night 1 and then night 2. I believe that this band should be playing baritone guitar songs. American Baby Intro like we got in Tampa. Break Free like we got in Tampa. What You Are. In an era where you don't have a violin, I'm cool with that right now. I'm not crying over it. Listen, you guys can cry me a river or don't go to shows. Yes, it would be great to have one. They don't have one. We don't have a violin player. We have a talented keys player. We have an amazing trumpet player. We have an amazing electric guitar player, an acoustic guitar player who frontmans the band. We had Jeff Coffin go off tonight on saxophone. Stefan Lessard, I've heard his bass in Tampa. Yes, I heard his. It's amazing what happens when there's space for the bass to have room in this band. And then Carter Beauford just is Carter Beauford. But with the current selection, the players that are available, right? We can't go to the free agency right now. Free agency's closed, right? This band is in such a special place. They're in the playoffs, riding in with the team they have. They can't call anyone up, send anyone down. This is the squad we have. What You Are should be played more. So Right should be played more. Busted Stuff should be played more. Tripping Billy should open up more shows. When the World In shouldn't be played as much anymore, and it was not played for the first 2 shows. Don't Drink the Water needs to take a break. Great Message, Peace Up, A-Town Down. It was not played. Do I like Can't Stop? No, but some people do when it's high energy. And after that, we get Lover Laid Down. Do I want Madman's Eyes playing this tour? No, I want that to be sharply reduced. But you know what? Some people still haven't caught it, and it was a high energy song. Dave's passionate about that song. But if you put Madman's Eyes in, oh, sorry, that was the one. Sorry, my bad. I just said there were no Walk Around the Moon. That was the one Walk Around the Moon song. Sorry about that, guys. My error. If you're going to play covers, play Just Dance and Just Breathe. Everything else can take a seat. I'm sorry. And they're going to play other covers. They can do what they want. But these are the type of shows that everyone, I don't think anyone's like, oh, I wanted to hear this. Well, no, someone did complain about it. But the people who like everything, they're happy. The people who want deep cuts tonight, they're happy. I hope my wife isn't, she's probably just woke up because I'm going nuts right now. Sorry, Mrs. Concert Vids, but this is a big show. Am I a huge fan of Come On Live? Not really. But you know what? Some people are. You're still reaching a different portion of the market. The Stone played in the second show of the tour. Typically, some of our Southern folks don't get it. Now, obviously, when you open with Tampa and West Palm Beach is going to bring out these bangers. West Palm Beach has had some crazy historic shows, some awesome runs. And this is why, from here forward, there should be no August West Palm Beach show. There should be no July. Play these shows Labor Day week to the weekend. Play these shows then. And listen, full disclosure, I went to Tampa and I missed the heck of a show that they had tonight. I'm not here's my thing. I'm just happy for everyone who was there. I'm not, there's no envy or jealousy. I would have loved to see these songs, but I just want people to see this music. Okay? I want them to see how great this band is when they have encores like they've had the last 2 nights. And Here On Out was the perfect song for Tampa, and here's why. That crowd was amazing. You know, we talked about Europe and the American fans. Shout out to Tampa and everyone who traveled there. I could hear, like, there was no one talking loud. Everyone was respectful. Is that the show? Does everyone want to be in a more laid back crowd like that? Probably not, but you know what? I did. But there's just so many great things. Jeff Coffin went off on the Stone. I listened on Sirius XM radio. You'll hear from, in a moment, some people that were at the show, and they'll talk about that. Do I want, did Virginia in the Rain, did they have to play that tonight? I don't know. I love the song. I think some fans, but you know what? They didn't open the show at Virginia in the Rain. But who cares? It's something for somebody. These are the type of shows where they played the market. What up, Carrie? How you doing out there in Arizona? But there was so much for everyone to walk away from this show with and be happy. Wonderful Tonight interpolation in Lie in Our Graves. Only the second time ever Jane has gone into Stone. Other time was 8/8/99. These boys are back, and I think my assessment right now is that June of last year, this band had a task to figure out how they could add in the new songs from Walk Around the Moon, which I love. I love Walk Around the Moon, but they had to figure out a way on how they could add in the songs and not kill the momentum, because I think they realized, I love how this band has trial and error. They realized, okay, after everything, we probably can't play it. It just doesn't some people do like it. There's someone who likes every song, but shout out to Space Cadet who loved that song. But they figured, listen, we're not getting the crowd participation. We'll play it a couple times in June. Then we got it, then after that, it just simply started to wither away. All right, we got this cha-cha song. All right, maybe we'll try it out. All right, we got this song, we got that. Let's bring ABI back, pump fake them, put it on the, Dave's got the Barry for the first time on ABI. Do ABI to break free. This band last year had to troubleshoot how to add the new music in. Now that new music the dust has settled, they can go a show of a 2-night stand with just playing one Walk Around the Moon song. And this band is in a great place. What I want to do now is I want you guys to hear from John Dix, who is been a great friend over the last 3 to 4, if not 5 years. I've lost count. And then somebody who was part of a website that you see on your screen right here that I never thought these people even knew who I was, let alone these people are the reason I am here today. Today, right now, it is May 25th, 2024. It is the anniversary of my first show. In 2012, that's 12 years ago. But this thing right here that you see down there is the reason I am the fan I am today. So I'm blessed to have John and Henry that we pre-recorded the interview. I'm going to switch over to that interview right now. What up, what up? It's your boy ConcertViz34, and some of my friends were at the West Palm Beach Night 1 show. We have Henry there driving. He also had taped the show. Last minute game time decision at 3 a.m. He must be lonely. Decided at 3 a.m. today that he was going to come down to the show. We have John right here, who was also, like Henry, at Tampa and came to West Palm Beach. Let's start with you, John. What did you think of this show?
Man, this show was like a really, 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 really just awesome show. The flow of the show was perfect. Zero complaints. This is the why I continue to. This reminded me why do I continue doing this to myself and my body is the stress of getting the tickets, planning, and then you get rewarded with a set like tonight. It just makes everything just come together and makes it worth it. I mean, this is how you do a night 1 of a 2-night stand. And tomorrow, I don't care what they do tomorrow. Tonight was just everything that I wanted it to be.
And you were also at Tampa. How did this show compare the sound, the atmosphere, the experience to that Tampa show on Wednesday?
Well, I wasn't aware of this at the time when I was in Tampa, but Mark Terrell let me know that there's a sound ordinance in Tampa. So the sound is a lot lower. So they played really loud tonight. It just sounded way louder, more energy. But I think that was just because of the sound ordinance at Tampa. I think it says like 5 decibel limit. And so, but tonight it just felt like there was more energy, more, and the songs that they chose tonight, there were a lot of deep cuts tonight, drive in, drive out. You got What You Are, things like that. The Stone is always a win. Song that Jane likes tonight. Even the songs that I really don't care for, like Can't Stop, I felt like those are perfectly placed, so I can go get waters and things like that. So it was a great set. Just the flow of this set was perfect for me.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I forgot to say this in the last stream. I felt like the sound in Tampa was very low. Like my church PA system was louder than how the band sounded in Tampa, but that makes a lot of sense that it was quieter. Henry, you also were at both shows. What did you think of this show coming off of the Wednesday night show?
Well, right before I answer that question, when Tampa opened in 2004, I lived in Tampa at the time, and I was at the Dave show then. And there's the neighborhood across the street from it that people were complaining so much about the noise that they added that back wall barrier to the back left side of the lawn, and then added that noise ordinance thing because the volume to the neighborhoods was so bad. So that is definitely like a Tampa thing. And I mentioned it to Taryn, I think our friend Taryn, during the show that like the volume just didn't seem really that loud to me. So you could definitely tell. I love tonight's set. I kept comparing to my first show, which was August 30th, 96. And they played 7 songs from that show freaking 28 years ago. Both shows had a Nancy's Warehouse. I thought it was great. I mean, Tampa tour opener was fine and all, but I thought tonight was much better. Played more songs that I like. We do a fantasy set list with some of my friends, and nobody scored in the entire group of 28 people. Nobody scored 10 points, and you get 2 points per song. So, like, that just goes to show how unexpected it was to everybody. And yeah, fantastic show. I was actually in the lawn tonight for the first time since Hartford 1999, and loved every minute of it. It was fantastic. Everybody out there was great. It's a great show.
And Hartford in '99, UConn men's basketball won a national title. In 2024, UConn men's basketball won a national title. Just thought I'd point that out for all.
Are you telling me that I need to spend more time in the lawn, Marcus?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Did any instruments stick out more than others for this show in West Palm?
Maybe Jeff.
Darin, he went crazy on Stone at the end. He approached Carter, and they were like duetting back and forth, and he was just playing like Jeff was literally out of his mind during the Stone. And it was actually like like when Jeff goes out of his mind, the playing sounds kind of reckless and incoherent, but tonight it was very good. I was just so impressed with the band. The Warehouse tonight did not have the stop time intro, which you already knew because it was on Sirius, but that was a little different. And the What You Are was also another highlight because, it was a little abbreviated. I think they kind of flubbed it, but they really rebounded really well. So the guitar sounded really good. I was on the sax side, and the mix sounded so good.
And this show also, no songs from Walk Around the Moon, and we get 4 songs from Come Tomorrow. Did you like that? Did you not like that?
I thought it was great just because the way the set was paced. I don't mind Come Tomorrow songs when they're in the set in the right places. Coming off of Billy's, I think what was the number 2 slot? Busted Stuff, and then Drive In, Drive Out. I'll take a Come Tomorrow tune after that. I need to come down. You can't just keep hitting me with lefts and rights with these bangers, and then I gotta have a sit down. I'm over 40 now, so those songs are like Can't Stop. That was welcomed. I went and got water. So yeah, I thought they were well placed in the set list. It was almost the perfect set in my opinion.
And poster. Let's talk about this poster. What was
Henry got one? Henry got a poster.
That's all you need to know about the poster. If I get one, it's legit. Loved the poster.
You guys heard it here first. Henry bought a poster. That means it was special. Did the poster sell out?
It eventually sold out. So Alex and Tyler was telling us that they went out around, I think 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock. I forgot the time. But they said when they went out during the first few songs, it was still up there. But when we walked out, it was gone.
Okay.
It was only a run of 10, 50.
All right. Just to verify, you said that was a run of 1050?
The foils sold out really fast. There was another kerfuffle about getting in with warehouse tickets, not warehouse tickets. It was a delayed opening. Like I thought I forgot that I had warehouse tickets. I didn't get into the venue until like 6:15ish, and by the time I got to the merch stand, it wasn't too deep, but the foils are already gone.
Okay, but just sorry, the phone cut out. 1050 was the run.
Yeah, 1050 was the run of the regular. I wasn't sure what the foil run was.
Okay, and how were they verifying warehouse versus Ticketmaster tickets?
They were just asking you, what do you have? And then you were just going a separate line. So I don't know. Someone told me that there was like a barcode, and if you scan it, if it was a warehouse ticket, it would say this is not in the time or whatever. But I don't know, because I know that I didn't have a warehouse ticket on Wednesday and I still got in, but I didn't know that I had a warehouse ticket today. I forgot. Like, my mind is so all over the place this year with tickets that I don't know what I have anymore. And it's a pain. One complaint I will make, and this is just a John Dix complaint, was it was a hassle having to whip out my phone, unlock it, to open my Google Wallet, show them the phone. Every time I went and got a water, I used the bathroom. That was kind of a pain in the neck.
Wow.
And I was like, you guys there's not too many John Dixes walking around here. You guys have seen me. So I really had to pull up my phone for the third time to show you this stupid thing. So that was like the only small, like nitpicky thing. I understand they have a job to do, so I wasn't giving them a hard time. But I'm pretty sure there was people who were probably inebriated that probably did give them a hard time. So I think that's like one of the downsides of not having physical tickets is always having to. And then let's say your phone battery dies in the middle of the show, then you're kind of like handcuffed to your seat because you don't want to deal with security at some of these venues.
Wow. So you have to take that phone out. There's no bracelet, nothing that's given to you, no printout of a small slip.
Only time you get the bracelets if you're in pit. So that was very convenient in Tampa when I had the pit because I just show the bracelet. But I was fifth row behind the pit tonight, and so I had to whip my phone out every time, unlock it, do the Google Wallet thing. It was a hassle to say the least. And I know that's like a small nitpicky, first world problem thing, but it's just something just observation from me.
Gotcha. All right. Well, hey, thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you so much for all the work that you do. We really appreciate you.
All right, and
appreciate you.
Hey, thank you guys, Henry, making a last-minute call to come down on a holiday weekend down from St. Augustine after a crazy Tampa show as well, filling up your week. John, someone who's just a great ambassador for this band, who knows so many people and connects this community with just great vibes and a great way to just share the love of this band in ways that you have a balance of appreciating every show, but also hoping and wanting this band to push themselves. But thank you guys. I'm gonna let you go, and
thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Hopefully we'll hear from you tomorrow. If John, I know you'll be there, and Henry, if you stay. So take care.
Good night.
All right. All right. So that was John, and also my good friend Henry from the D&B Almanac. Let's play this clip here for you guys. This is going to be Renee and Darin. Both of them have been on the stream before. I caught up with them. I was glad to catch up with them on Wednesday, and I always will remember, just side note, SPAC night 2 last year. Y'all probably know I literally was laid back in the back seat of Renee's car. She wasn't even there. She was already lined up for the pit. But she said, hey, if Marcus isn't feeling well, he's got heat exhaustion, whatever, heat stroke, put him in the back of the car. They turned the AC on. Darin was one of the first people to notice that I had symptoms that the heat was getting to me. So I'm always grateful for them. Let's hear what Darin and Renee had to say, just a quick 1.5-minute video of their thoughts of this show.
Hey Marcus, thanks for having us on. Just wanted to give you some updates on the show. I thought that was literally one of the top 5 shows I've ever seen. The set list was just crazy sick good. I mean, how often do you get the Stone 41, drive in, drive out, like it's just endless. And the energy was like off the charts from beginning to end. There was no letdown. They didn't really go to any of the slow down songs. Even the slow songs were jams. Like, it was just amazing. Like, that is definitely my top 5.
Yeah, they looked like they were having a great time. Dave, I mean, of course, he's always having a good time. But yeah, it was great. And I think our friend said it was kind of a perfectly romantic evening. And I think that was...
We were lucky.
Summed up pretty well.
We had a phenomenal crew in our pit area, and the energy there was so good. And I think it really was throughout the venue. It seemed like everybody was having a phenomenal time.
And I have to give a shout out to my friend Lauren, who made my pit, my place in the pit possible tonight. So
yeah, it was very kind.
It was very kind. Yeah, she gifted me a pit ticket, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, so it was a great night.
Thank you.
That's it. See ya.
All right, and so we see a lot of stories of scams and people pulling things over other people's heads and tricking and scheming and waffling like 5 Dublin posters, even though there should have been a limit on those posters, and you making out with $1,000 flipping a Dublin poster. Nonetheless, all of those negative things that happen and are still happening, because why are people flipping these Dublin posters for thousands of bucks? You have examples like Renee. She didn't even have a pit ticket, but her friend had an extra one and gifted it to her. And that's a special thing. And you get a show like tonight and you think you're getting seats, and listen, you're happy to be in those seats. Oh no, I got an extra pit ticket. You know what? I want to be kind and give you this. So it's great to hear stories like that. I'm so happy for Renee and everyone that was able to enjoy this show, regardless of where you were, because this is a heck of a show. What I want to do now is I want to call my boys Mark and Alex Brandt. So we're going to call Mark's phone, but they're going to come on here. And let me just make sure we can connect them.
Hey, Marcus.
Hey, how's it going, Mark?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
Great. You are live on the stream. And guys, if you cannot hear Mark, just put it in the chat. But I think you guys should be able to hear him. Alex, are you there too?
Actually, he just jumped in the shower, so I'm going to have to speak for him. But
okay.
He was here, but yeah, all good.
All right. So Alex is cut from the DMB post-show stream. We got to put a little marker and cross him out. But thank you, Alex. He did share a picture with me, a beautiful picture of the sun setting there from the lawn. Mark, what was this show like?
Fantastic show. I try to tell everybody and their mother and their brother that West Palm is one of the best spots to see the band. Of course, everybody knows that the top venues are SPAC, Deer Creek, Alpine, and Gorge, but then you have another tier of great venues to see the band, and West Palm is right there at the top of that list of that next group. Absolutely amazing vibes with the sunset every time, and the crowds are great. It's really loud at West Palm, like Deer Creek is loud. It's loud there too. Really great show. I mean, the set speaks for itself. Really great start. I mean, bringing out Busted stuff and drive in, drive out is really huge. Trippin' Billy's is kind of rare to start. Really liked it. There was something for everybody, but I really enjoyed the show not being very predictable at all with the song placement, and they didn't have to rely on huge songs. Their hits all throughout. They kept us guessing and ended it with an absolutely epic encore, which I'm sure you loved as well.
Yeah, this was an encore I absolutely loved. By the way, Mark, this was Zach and I were looking at stuff, and Zach actually sent this to me. This is one of two shows where Song That Jane Likes and Stone went back to back ever. The other time was 8/8/99, I believe, and then tonight. So talk about predicting set lists. That is a twice in a DMB lifetime. You could have those two together. What was your favorite song of the night?
Probably Stone. I mean, it almost segued. Now, I don't have the Sirius stream yet to confirm, and I didn't listen to my recording. I mean, if there was a gap between those, it was 1 or 2 seconds max. I mean, Stone came right out of the end of Jane. It was absolutely fantastic. Stone gets people going. Everybody loves Stone, and any show that they play Stone on takes it from an 8 out of 10 to a 12 out of 10 for me. So absolutely love Stone. But the surprise element of What You Are really was pretty big. I mean, that song is incredibly difficult to get, and you never can catch What You Are, it seems. I mean, that really shocked me in a good way.
Yeah, and you are correct. It was a couple of seconds. The one good thing about SiriusXM compared to live shows, you can hear Dave's guitar slightly better because you're plugged in right in through where you're hearing the soundboard and you don't have people around you, which, listen, I love the crowd, but yes, it went right to, you hear that right after, like seconds after Jane ends. And so now what did you think of, what was it like to experience a show where there's only one Walk Around the Moon song coming off a year where you went to a lot of shows where Walk Around the Moon got plays?
I like that. I've always been someone that hasn't really liked the band leaning on one album particularly for a show. So, I mean, I like the song spread to be kind of spread out amongst all the albums. So Tampa got a good bit of Walk Around the Moon, and I was like, all right, that's interesting. Let's see how West Palm goes. But I'm completely fine with not too much Walk Around the Moon because they played it so much last year. So the more diverse they can get, the better.
And let's go over to the poster here. What did you think of the poster? Miles saying...
Poster was good. It got a lot of great feedback from the fans before the show and the people in our group that really liked it. I think it's a good poster, very well done. Obviously rare to get that artist. I think it was good. I like it. I picked it up. It was relatively easy to get. Last year's poster lines, honestly, were a lot more intense than this year's for some reason. The poster was available right up until at least the beginning of the show. I mean, maybe into when DMB was on stage. Whereas last year, both nights, the poster sold out, within 50 to 60 minutes of the doors opening.
Now, speaking of that, the crowd, was it more crowded than when they play these in July, August? Was it less crowded than that time frame?
Honestly, it felt a little less crowded to me. I don't know numbers, and box office data will back it up, but to be completely honest, it felt less crowded. The warehouse line seemed smaller. The hype inside for the poster lines was shorter. The room on the lawn was a lot bigger than usual that I had. It honestly felt like the crowd was a little bit smaller. I mean, there were a lot of people in the lawn. Let's not, mix it up. But it definitely felt like overall the vibes were seeming to trend in a little bit less of a crowd direction.
And from an economic standpoint, how much more expensive was it to come out Memorial Day weekend here versus when you come later in the summer?
It's definitely cheaper later in the summer. We did end up finding a good deal for this weekend, but as you've probably heard me say before, when I came for the canceled shows in 2022, I think that's the right year, when Dave got COVID and had to move it. I mean, it was a fortune to come here then, and that was also a Saturday-Sunday show, and they had 2 days in between Tampa and West Palm, which I think is absolutely horrendous on the fans that want to do them all, because there's 2 full down times. They're down days, and hotels that week were absolutely insane. So at least when they did it this time, they were Friday, Saturday shows leading into the holiday weekend. And honestly, we escaped just fine. But yes, it is cheaper later in the summer.
And how was the travel here from Tampa to West Palm Beach? For anyone who's never done this run, how did you travel, and how does it feel? Like you tired the next day? Are you exhausted doing this sprint across from the Gulf Coast to southern East Coast Florida?
Distance is unique to each area of the country. I'm sure people in the Northeast would think that 3.5 hours is pretty far, but to us, 3.5 hours is in your backyard down here in the South. So Tampa from West Palm, that's pretty easy drive. It goes right through Central Florida, super rural. We did take our time to get there. I mean, we stopped a few times. Our friend Tyler has a drone, and he flew his drone in the middle of Florida on a lake and stopped for food and all. So it took us, considerably longer. But if you do the drive in a straight shot, it really is not bad at all. And you're not tired, and you have pretty much, an entire half day to do stuff in West Palm. In fact, I'll tell you a funny story. When I did it in 2019, I was so well rested that I went and saw the Lil Wayne Blink-182 show at the Amphitheatre the night before DMB on that day off.
Nice. And yeah. What do you take through there? You take Alligator Alley, or is it that US route?
It's the one straight through. You can go Alligator Alley, yes, if you want to do that, but it's a little bit shorter to go, just a straight shot over.
So is it 4, or you don't know?
It's we did 4 to Lakeland, and then Lakeland down, and I think there's a little bit of a toll road, and then it goes there's like a state road highway through Yeehaw Junction, and then it goes over to meet the turnpike again. The turnpike picks back up over there, and then straight down to, honestly, the turnpike dumps out right next to the venue.
Oh, Florida's turn. Oh yeah, because 75 goes to Fort Lauderdale, so that's you're driving further south. Okay. Yeah. People don't care about the geography, but I'm a huge geography nerd. Anyway, any other final thoughts about this show? Anything you're hoping for tomorrow?
I don't know if you talked about this or not, but I'm still getting caught up on the no bust outs thing here. I know we just had the European tour. I just think that there's a significant amount of people that will go to the tour opener, aka Tampa, to see them bust out 1 or 2 songs, just because traditionally 90% of the time, I would assume, for the summer tour opener, that's what they do. They're just known to do that. Yes. Now, it doesn't make or break the show, but I do think it would be nice, tomorrow to get 1,
Absolutely. A very unique time right now, because they come off Europe shorter than they've ever done this kind of, that I can remember. I know in, was it 2019? I think they may have done both, or 2010. Or no, 2009, 010, 2010. But in recent history, this is the really quickest jump from Europe to U.S. same month. Remember, this month started off, we got Paris, we got Lisbon, Portugal, and, you know, a couple weeks later, the whole crew is down in Tampa. So it is that. But that's something that I talked about in the last show, is that one of the things I just hope just one bust out. But it seems the flip side of this is we had an intro. You may have seen it on Instagram where I talked about some of the special songs, ABI, Drunken Soldier, that haven't been played in the South that often. Actually, the only other Drunken Soldier since, I think it's 2016 or 2016 or 17, since in that time frame, the only two Drunken Soldiers that were played in the South were West Palm Beach last year and Tampa this year. ABI, right, since 07 or going after, for, you know, 08 to present, they have only played ABI twice, I believe, from 07 to now in the South. So a lot of fans that this is their only stop. You know, I think the economy, it's harder to travel. The tickets are more expensive. If fans are coming from any points in the South and that's all they can economically do, they are getting songs they didn't hear. And I believe in what I call the victory lap. They did it with the Lovely Ladies. Obviously, I don't think anyone wanted that. But the Lovely Ladies came in 6/7, 2014 at the show I was at in Mansfield. And the markets they missed, most of the markets they missed, they hit them in 15. But they're doing that, having ABI come out, having Drunken Soldier, having some of the other stuff, busted stuff, come around again to the South. So maybe they played it. They played it last year, West Palm? Let me check. So, but even so, if someone missed that weekend, and maybe they went this weekend, they said, hey, I didn't realize how good July was. I didn't think it was going to be this good. I saw June, I wrote the band off, used that money, and just went to Boca to use jet skis. But now this year, those same fans said, no, I saw what happened in July, August, September, you know, and so on. I got to come, and they're getting this stuff. So I say all that to say that it is, for me, I always have my hopes, wants, and needs, but I do root for the West Coast to finally get their first JTR since I believe that's what, 06-ish.
2006.
Yeah, it's not been played in the Pacific time zone. I do root for the South to get some of the stuff that typically only comes in the East. The Stone, one of those songs that, yeah, you can get it at West Palm, but again, if you missed it, come back this year and you get it again. So that's another thing that I always try to put in perspective when I travel, is that some of these places don't get certain songs. So if I've gotten Drunken Soldier at Guilford, I was in Gorge 19. I got it a couple other places, SPAC last year. But from a lot of Southern fans, they have not heard that song. If they're a new fan, and if they are a longtime fan, they may have even missed it if they didn't go to Much Away from the World.
That makes sense. Yeah. Overall, absolutely fantastic show. I think they did a great job with that. And there were a few rare songs in there. Absolutely. Especially, I mean, even Drive In, Drive Out, that song is never played down here in the South. So, you know, good songs sprinkled throughout the set, especially closing with What You Are. Just a great show, great set. The vibes were really good. It was great to see everybody. Henry and John were fantastic. Henry watching a show in the lawn with me was a complete blast. Alex and Tyler too. Overall, just a very good day, and the spirits were high, and the D&B fan base was in really great form too.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at this Drive In, Drive Out. So yeah, I got the first one in 2022, and then essentially, let's see, it was only played out East and West. So you had Mansfield, SPAC 22, and then you get those West Coast dates. 2021, it's played in Alpharetta. That's a Unicorn. And then they go to Maryland. So yeah, that's another song. That's a great point. That's another song Obviously, you are a Southern DMB fan, but that's another song that hasn't been played that often in the South. They played it at, that 2018 Austin show where the pit tickets were like $40. They played it in 2018. So outside of Alpharetta, Austin, since 2017, there's only been around maybe two. I'm looking at or three, counting tonight. That's 3 drive-in, drive-outs in the South.
Wow.
And that's the Buddy Strong era. 3 of them are in the South there. So, yeah, great point there about that. Have a good night, and hopefully we can catch up with you and get Alex pre-shower to come on the stream.
We'll absolutely do it. You have a good rest of your night, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Take care.
All right, take care. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Robin in the chat, let me see if you replied to me. I did want to give a special birthday shout out. Robin, if you can just put in the chat, what was the name of the person that had the birthday by you? I do want to shout them out. Someone had a birthday in the lawn by Robin, and I hope you're doing well. She says, I really enjoyed tonight's show. I danced the night away. But I'll look back up there in the chat to see if we can find, let's see. I'm trying to see if I can. But yeah, just put in the chat, Robin. You can put a first name. I ain't going to call their full government name out, but it looked like someone had a birthday there. So we will wait to see. Downriver Production says, I got a paper set list. It was 100% as written. E1 was solo. That's always interesting to see if they actually do it as is. Let me check X as well to see if Robin replied there. Oh, Liana? Is that? I'm trying to see if that's Oh, it was her daughter, and she's 9. Liana. So anyway, happy birthday to Liana Casey Heisel's daughter, 9 years old. And what a great way to start your birthday off with an awesome set. That's a wonderful set to have a birthday on. So I hope you enjoy your 9th birthday, almost in double digits, coming 1 year from now. Shout out to Mile High Dad. He came. Mile High Dad, if you put in the chat, he went to Billy Strings tonight. He flew out from Denver. He had to get diverted to Minneapolis and saw Billy Strings tonight. Connor, shout out Connor. I'm sure he's still either home or probably asleep or heading back. But Connor F from Illinois was also at that show, and they met up at the show. Let me see if we can find a picture of that really quickly. Oh, you're welcome, Robin. Says thank you. Yes. Hopefully she sees it. If they put in the comments the name, I'll actually say the name tomorrow. But yeah, Mile High Dad met up with Connor, and I'll be seeing them on tour later this year. So another thing, I may have mentioned it before. It's interesting how I like to look at the guitars. There has not been a drop D tuning song played at all. Bartender is a 12-string acoustic. Don't Drink the Water is 6-string. Crush is 6-string. But in my opinion, like obviously Crush is going to get the crowd going. Do I need to hear Crush at a show? Me personally, no. I know somebody wants to hear it. Like we can go a couple shows without Crush. We can go a whole tour without Crush, in my opinion. I mean, they go entire tours without playing Crash Into Me in this modern era. You can lose Crush. Tim played the Supro most of the time. I believe that guitar has some of the best tones for Tim. Yeah, Tim has the Flying V for Don't Don't Drink the Water, Shake Me Like a Monkey. I think Ants as well, amongst other songs. But I'm not a huge fan of the Flying V. I like the Supro, the tone of the Supro, and the way he can be percussive. You can hear him more percussively on that Supro, in my opinion. So I really like that. This is also, if you guys did not see this, and let me take off this caption. And give me 1 second, because I do want to talk about Live Trax 47, which is now on streaming platforms. Let's see if I can. Gotta change this. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna reset this up to show you Live Trax 47 and why I think it is a great example. You can listen to it on Spotify, on Apple Music, wherever you check out wherever you stream, but I know for sure Apple Music and Spotify have them. I don't know if every single streaming service has it. Let's go back. Okay. So here's my thread on Live Trax 47. Let me see if I can zoom this in. And I'm going to make myself smaller. All right. Let's zoom in a little more. Okay. All right. So here is what I said this morning. Now that Live Trax 47 is on streaming platforms, I hope those who haven't purchased it, I didn't have the D there, but you haven't purchased it, take a listen to Jeff Coffin's first time on stage with the band. This would be a great day for DMB to bring the sax solo back to number 41 and also look at the shorter song times. I truly believe Jeff Coffin playing a sax solo would be something that is feasible in this era. We don't have violin. It is what it is. We're not going to change the mind. We don't know if contractually there's some sort of time frame they settled with Boyd. That's the other thing. You guys don't know. There could be all these people crying about no violin. There could be some sort of thing in order to get the tour on the road in 2018. They could have had a settlement where, no violin player can come for 5 years, 10 years. Who knows? Nonetheless, we do have a sax player. I believe that 41 solo should be played by Jeff, even if he does it in his own style and doesn't do it directly like Roy. But look at these song times. Lie in Our Graves, 10 minutes and 41 seconds. Seek Up, 15 minutes. And Two Step, 12 minutes and 48 seconds. So at 15 minutes and 19 seconds, Live Trax 47. Let me zoom in a little more so you guys can see. Oh, wait, that's not going to work because you guys can't see the... Let me move myself. When will my reflection show who I am inside? All right, there we go. So, 15 minutes and 19 seconds, Live Trax 47. Seek Up. That's about 3 minutes shorter than the 2023 versions of the song. Let's zoom down to see this. So these are the three Seek Ups from last year, 1840, 2214, 2040. Most of the reason these are longer too is because the intro that Roy used to do and kind of spearhead, it's now like a little pop off between Jeff and Rashawn. And they showcase their talents. There's no doubt about that. They could cut that in half, in my opinion, and then focus on the rest of that song and the outro jam. The outro jam is probably my favorite modern portion of Seek Up. The wailing and the outro. The other reason I point this out is Bela Fleck was a guest on this Seek Up at 15 minutes and change. For Live Trax 47, 15 minutes and 19 seconds. And that Seek Up has more quality than some of these C-cups that get to 22 minutes, 20 minutes, 18 minutes, and 40 seconds. I'm never opposed to certain bands playing 20, 30-minute songs. I can hear a 25-minute Sand from Fish. I do not want to hear a 22-minute C-cup from Dave Matthews Band. That's just my opinion. They may think differently. They can do whatever they want. I'm just saying, my opinion, less is Leroy Moore, and that's exactly what they did on this. The two-step. Let's go to the two-step. I'll move my thing again. Move myself again. Go back to the bottom. This two-step, under 13 minutes. But you know what? When you listen to this two-step, it feels longer in a good way. It feels like the journey has more depth and detail. It feels like I'm in a thriller movie listening to this two-step that's just under 13 minutes. I understand some fans, especially newer fans who started when I started at 2010, 2011, 2012, going to shows, these modern two-steps, you think about the higher ground interpolation. I've done that at least twice. Yeah, this is the best two-step ever. Now, I will take this two-step, even though I wasn't there, I've heard it. I will take two-steps like this that give you the ultimate journey. And here's the thing. This band can actually do that. Now, again, I'm not going to complain. Two-step played, beggars can't be choosers. But I believe you can pack in even Buddy. The best part of the two steps is the buildup that Buddy has actually been spearheading when you get to the jam. Now, they can't really speed up the verses of that song. They can't do it. So it's a little harder logistically. But the buildup Buddy does in shortening that, to me, is what makes a better two-step. So under 13 minutes, proving less is more with this band. Bella goes off, making the most of the time he was given. I will put this two-step again against the 20-plus minute ones. That's what I posted there. And shout out to Gino. I was just breaking down to Gino that essentially what they're doing with this current run of live tracks is they're releasing one every week. What they do is they get up to, like, let's say they initially had up to live tracks 30, and then 31 through 40 were released. Then for live tracks 41, they're releasing one every week. We're at 47. It should stop at 50 if that's what they're still doing. And that was a good question by Gino. He just wanted to know, do you think they're doing this because they made the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Is it a thanks to the fans? And my thought, again, I'm not part of management. I'm not with the band, but my thought is they tried to do something unique and give each week a unique live track, which I think this is the better way to do it. Instead of releasing 10 at once, release one each week, and then fans can kind of enjoy that live tracks. All right, so the other thing that I and this was just feedback, I don't know who's in control of this. I do appreciate DMB Radio, Sirius XM Channel 30 for streaming the show. I appreciate Ari being there, being backstage, just one day after Fish hit NYC, or no, Tab, Classic Tab was in NYC for three days. I'm sure Ari was there or wanted to be there, but then he goes down to West Palm for the shows tonight. Salute to that. But I do think that they should promote better in advance if they're going to have Sirius XM streams. So this was the graphic that came today on Sirius XM Radio. Oops, let me zoom this out a little bit. All right, so it says, our Friday night concert series is back on Dave Matthews Band Radio. Here, pre-show interviews ahead of the band's performance, airing live from West Palm Beach, Florida here. So I'm okay with them surprising us with Ari being backstage. I did not hear the interviews. I was taking Mrs. Conservids out for some ice cream. But I heard that Buddy said something about Guilford. Don't listen to Buddy. Don't go to Guilford. It's a horrible place. Wink, wink. Just kidding. Shout out to Buddy Strong. It's an inside joke. But seriously, don't go to Guilford though. It's nice to see SiriusXM on their main page promoting Dave Matthews Band Radio. It's nice that we got a surprise that, hey, Ari's going to be interviewing. Maybe they said it before. I did not hear that. But I believe this promotion needs to start a week and a half, 2 weeks out in a more realistic world where they want to kind of not telegraph stuff like this that far in advance. It should be at least a week in advance. Many of you guys who are watching this stream, most of you guys are diehard fans, right? Many of you guys been going to shows since I was in kindergarten in 95. Many of you guys have taught me so much about this band, given me tapes, suggested shows. So you are part of a 2% or 1% of the fan base. There are people that just don't have the time or aren't even online, regardless of why. And they always will check in this time of year to see, hey, what's going on? They'll check the day before, or sometimes they'll check a couple of days in advance or a week in advance. You need a week to really promote this thing and say, hey, we're coming back on Friday at West Palm Beach. Because every year, people that have other things going on that are busy or just don't check for D&B in the off season, they come back and ask the question. And it's not a dumb question. It's not a silly question because we've had certain SiriusXM shows not air. But for whatever reason, it didn't work out in New York this year. That's fine. But we need advertising to say, hey, guys, by the way, we're back. Even though we may assume they're going to keep doing this year over year, it would be nice for SiriusXM. If you guys are watching, again, this is just my feedback, not to bash or belittle. I appreciate everything SiriusXM has done. I always will want more to be done. I would love to have personalities on SiriusXM radio that actually like eat, drink, and sleep Dave Matthews Band. Beyond what would you play? But at the bare minimum, there needs to be. And Carrie even says, she says, I had no idea there were interviews on Sirius. Promoting this stuff in event. And again, I think interviews can be surprise. Maybe you do it a couple of days before. And that's something that you then get people even more hyped up. But at least let us know. Put a graphic up on Monday saying SiriusXM, the next Monday, next week we'll be doing this. I just don't like this. Hey, what are we doing? Like, hey, what are we doing? Right? Some of y'all, right? You may have had a boyfriend, girlfriend, or maybe you're dating someone and you don't want to wait till Friday. Hey, what are we doing? Like, I got this. I'm in grad school, right? If you're a teacher, you're in grad school in your first couple of years. You got your teaching stuff. My friends who are teachers, they needed schedules. They're now husbands and wives. But my friends who got married, their dates had to be planned 3 weeks in advance with their significant others. But their significant others that were planning and ready to go, they got the ring or they got married because you know what? They were able to plan in advance for their girl, their boo thing, their mans, my man in advance. And I will say this, yes, I'm a diehard D&B fan, but for certain things with sports, I need to know what channel a game is on. Like, I don't watch baseball. Well, I went to a baseball game, but I don't watch the Yankees until like late June, early July. So when they put these games on Apple TV and I'm like, what? And I know you can look it up, right? But certain times they'll like put a game from the regional network channel to like a local channel. And same thing with football when they don't show, like, as someone who looks for other people to tell me about football or basketball or hockey, even though I grew up loving hockey, I just don't have, like, I've only seen a little bit of the playoffs. But I look to other sources to say, hey, like the NHL needs to advertise, hey, this game 6 is at 5:00. So I think I don't belittle fans who don't check in as much. And many of those fans had their heyday where they were going to every show. I know people that I worked with. My boy Mike that I worked with back in 2013, he used to go to, like, he would follow this band on tour. Now he has a kid and a wife. And he loves this band. His wife loves this band. But he can't like check in on the set list every night. Nor does he care as much, right? but he loves this band. So if they come to Hartford, if they come to Mansfield, he'll try to see if he can get a babysitter and go. But he's someone who literally was a part of this community when it was growing. But now it would be helpful for him to know if he can play that SiriusXM show. And also if there's interviews, all right, let me put the kid to bed, right? Or let me, let's do story time and I'll put the earbuds in. What I love about SiriusXM, right, I got my beats right here, is, like I said, I can listen in my beats. Like I've been to like movie nights at my church and been listening to the SiriusXM radio. Oh, sorry, pastor. But like, it's, like I work, I volunteer in my church. I help set things up, do different things. So I'm at the movie night, moving stuff, helping stuff. When the movie's on and the kids are watching the movies, I got my earphones in, listening to SiriusXM radio, right? So anyway, I said that to say, I know I rambled. Oh, we're over an hour. Thank you guys for sticking around. But yeah, I really cannot stress enough that there needs to be better marketing. The band itself could use better marketing. Rodrigo is running the social media page by himself, essentially. But baby steps. But step one, let us know about SiriusXM radio shows a week in advance. Even if it's like, again, even though we can assume everyone's going to be there, let us know. And if a show's not going to be on SiriusXM, let us, like, we're not going to be like, oh, I'll never see SiriusXM again. No. All right. We understand logistically it can't work. Maybe people that were required to be there are have other obligations. Just let us know. We still got tapers and we can prepare. All right, we'll go to the couch tour, or we'll follow our friend who's going to live stream every other song, or we'll follow Rab, who's going to stream maybe 3 songs from the night. It's help. The communication's important for a band that's this great, that's doing such great things. They deserve better marketing and promotion and better advocacy for what they're doing. They're a rock and roll Hall of Fame band. And sometimes the marketing, even past SiriusXM, but in general, just seems like it's as bad as Syracuse men's basketball. Like the marketing team has only won one thing ever in 100 years, like Syracuse men's basketball. Right. So yeah, I love taking shots at Syracuse basketball. Anyway, that is going to be the show. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to send me a video, if you guys are watching this replay and you're at West Palm Beach, Instagram ConcertViz34, X ConcertViz34, or Facebook ConcertViz34, message me, say, hey, I want to send you a short video. It could be 30 seconds. It could be a minute. And we will then add that in. Oh, Carrie, by the way, I know, shout out to Carrie, one of the mods here. No Bayou. There's been no Bayou. What a time to be alive. No Bayou, no When the World Ends on this tour. And then there hasn't even been Bayou since what? Vegas? Was Vegas the last time Bayou? Let's see. When was the last Bayou? Let's see. Louisiana Bayou. I know some of you guys, listen, if you're watching this for the first time, this is just for fun. If you like Bayou, that's cool. But I don't like Bayou. If you like Bayou, that's fine. It's just one I don't like. Some people do, some people don't. Don't take it personally. People online, how can you just hate this song? Come on, guys. It's for fun. And then Carrie and other people text me when they play it live. The last Bayou, it was even played in Vegas. Wow. Last Bayou was November 10th. Oh, wow. What a time to be alive. There's a college football video game coming out, and there's been no Bayous in 2024. What a time to be alive. Like, this is amazing. All right, I'm gonna the outro video you're about to see is Let's Dance with taper audio from Henry Hart, who you saw earlier on the stream. I'm looking to make a multicam. This is just my video. I want to add everyone's videos that can send them in. Again, Instagram ConcertViz34, X ConcertViz34. Message me, at me, say, hey, I got a video. We'll find a way to to DM or message or get it through Google Drive, Dropbox, other ways. I want to get this multicam in. Some people have already sent me videos, so I appreciate it. But this is going to be Let's Dance taper audio and my video. I downscaled it from 4K to 1080p just because I literally did this right before the stream started. But if they're going to cover a song, I think they played 2 covers that are worth it. Let's Dance and Just Breathe. Those are the only 2 covers that are concert vids. No, I'm just kidding. Whatever. Anyway, if you like covers, that's fine too. They're just not playing them this tour. Sorry. All right. Without further ado, let me go ahead. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you, Trish. I don't know if you're still watching. Trish shared the video and to all of her amazing friends and family and followers. Thank you guys who have supported this stream. Again, this is my anniversary of my first show, May 25th, 2012. It is now May 25th on the East Coast, 1:03 a.m. So we'll close out with Let's Dance. R.I.P. David Bowie. Thank you. Peace. Oh, by the way, Marley, Maddox, and Matthews, this is probably the best night of the year to ask for your Christmas presents because your mom, Lauren, is super stoked that the Stone and What You Are were played. So, by the way, again, Marley, Maddox, and Matthews, ask for your Christmas presents tonight because your mom is probably off the walls excited that Stone, What You Are were played, Busted Stuff. Just want to let you know that. You guys know who you are. Ask her.